Forbes magazine thinks we need to talk about mentoring, and I am inclined to agree. I first heard about this article from Grace McCarrick, who did a really cool video on this that I saw this morning, and I couldn't wait to talk about it myself. If you don't know Grace, she's a soft skills coach for corporate leaders and employees, and she's amazing. You should follow her. Anyway, as the career and leadership coach that I am, mentorship comes up a lot when I work with my clients. People wanting mentorship programs, people seeking a mentor, etc. And a lot of companies that people are going into brag about having mentorship programs, but a lot of the programs are failing people, which is the point of the Forbes article. I have a whole lot of takes on mentorship in general, and I'm going to try to save that for another video and just stick with this article for this. The article leads off talking about a really common pattern that happens when people enter formal mentorship programs in their companies. And that is basically that they start off strong, but because they don't have really an agenda or kind of a focus on what the mentee needs in the mix and a good commitment from the mentor, they fall apart pretty quickly. Like this person says, you know, they had a good mentor and then all of a sudden the cancellations started and eventually it fell by the wayside. A lot of Forbes articles are a little bit on the shallow side. They don't always have really good insights, but this one I think hits the nail on the head when it says most mentoring fizzles because nobody is actually thinking about what a mentee needs to grow in the future. They are checking a box and using a formula. They're acting like this is something that we can systematize and almost automate. People are also so hungry for recognition that they feel like if they get picked for a mentor program or assigned a mentor in a more informal program, that they've somehow arrived. And that means that they are special. And I think all humans are special, but I don't think being assigned a mentor is the best indicator that you're on the right track. It's also not a good indicator that anybody is thinking about what you need as opposed to a company agenda. A lot of the systems just focus on pairing people up that are perceived to be matches between the right seniority levels or the right discipline areas, etc. And one of the points that this makes is that strengths alignment is more important than seniority. A lot of times people are either paired based on, oh, I see this up and comer and we want to put them in the C-suite, or they actually get paired with someone that's only a step ahead of them. And both of those things can work, but only if we're clear on what the mentee is trying to develop and we're clear that the mentor can actually help with those things. Because there's not a lot of depth and thought put into mentorship programs, very often what ends up happening is that they feel like surface level conversation about ideas around leadership, not skill development plans to really move you forward in your career. And y'all, that can be interesting to talk about, but it is a damn waste of time whenever you need to spend your precious time, energy, and money on actually doing things that are going to help you. So what's the answer? Well, the answer Forbes recommends is the one that has been working for people to develop their career for a long time, only done better. So a mentoring program, especially one that has a fancy technology system on the back end that matches people up without real human oversight, that's a real thing that happens, is actually making sure people have access to opportunities to see what strong work looks like. I've always said that I've had a couple of bosses that literally didn't turn me into a better insert title that I had while I was working for them, but turned me into a better professional and a better human because I got to see them in action. And so giving people opportunities to see great work in action is very important to developing people much more effective than just sitting down talking about leadership ideas. If you can pair someone that understands the skills that they need and with someone that has those skills, and then also give them opportunities to learn, grow, and stretch those skills and see others perform them, well, that is the magic. And that's the thing that it's really hard for formal mentorship programs, especially done at scale, to accomplish. Pretty much every one of the best mentors that I had is someone that I could watch in action. Sometimes it was a boss, sometimes it was a peer, sometimes it was just someone that was in a department that I had access to, worked on projects with, and got to see in action. Anyhow, that's a little bit of unpacking the Forbes article. I'd love to know what you think about mentoring. Do you have a mentor? Have you had good mentors in the past? What do you want to know about mentors? I'm very happy to do some more content on this.